All right, welcome back to the Alpha Protocol. Today we're unpacking one of the most advanced gut diagnostics available, the GI map. And we're going to do it with my actual test results on display. Why? Because gut health isn't just digestion, it's testosterone, it's dopamine, it's resilience. It's the biological warfare that's quietly been dragging you down. So let's get into it. What is the GI map? So the GI map is the gastrointestinal microbial assay plus. It's a DNA-based stool analysis using quantitative PCR. It quantifies pathogens, beneficial microbes, immune response, and your digestive function. So what sets it apart? Unlike basic panels run by most doctors, the GI map goes deeper, revealing low-level infections, stealth overgrowths, and terrain damage that, they fly under the radar of those traditional labs that you get. So with FDNs versus doctors, so doctors look for red flags in the test. FDNs look for patterns. So doctors want to diagnose a disease, which that's what we want, right? We want them to diagnose a disease. But we want to disrupt dysfunction and correct the terrain fueling that metabolic chaos. So we want to get to it before the doctors actually have to diagnose a disease. So, so that is what the difference is between what we're going to do and what they do. All right. So section one. Of my exam, I'm going to show you, we're going to get into the pathogens. So right now, I don't have any detectable levels of any of these pathogens. So for like E. coli variants, Salmonella, Giardia, Cryptosporidium, Novovirus, um, you know, all these pathogens. I don't have any. There's nothing to show for this one. So there's no active fire, but don't be fooled because lack of detection doesn't necessarily mean peace. It means a shift from firefighting to rebuilding. Okay. Uh, Next, we're going to get into H. pylori. Okay. So what is H. pylori? So H. pylori, it colonizes in the stomach lining. Okay. It's incredibly common. About half the world's population carries it, but most don't know the symptoms because they're not always obvious. So what it does, it is a silent saboteur. Okay. So it suppresses stomach acid. First line of defense, it kills pathogens, breaks down protein, and releases mineral. H. pylori neutralizes the acid to survive, but in doing so, it wrecks digestion, which leads to malabsorption of zinc, B12, iron, amino acids, all which are critical for testosterone focus and resilience. It also triggers immune stress. So even without symptoms, um, H. pylori stirs up low-grade chronic inflammation. So this strains your gut lining and mucosal immune system, your secretory IgA. The result there, you're burning out your resilience reserves. Okay. So you're not even realizing it, but it's all getting burnt out. And it also blocks dopamine production. So poor digestion means less tyrosine, which means less dopamine. So the outcome is going to give you low drive, low focus, low mood and low energy. Some of the symptoms you could see from H. pylori or bloating or burping after meals, poor appetite or nausea, reflux or acid indigestion, low energy, brain fog, or mood issues, poor recovery, and weak muscle gain. So now we're going to get back into mine. Here, my H. pylori is at 1.73 E2, which is below the clinical threshold. Um, and then my virulence genes, they're all negative. So why this matters? So even at low levels of H. pylori, it still suppresses stomach acid. So reduced acid is, like I said, poor breakdown of protein, zinc, B12, low testosterone, poor focus, weak repair. So that's something I got to be careful of and watch for. And then we get into the commensal bacteria. So I have good Bacteroides fragilis. We're hitting nice there. The Bifidobacterium is good. Lactobacillus, that's good. My Akkermansia muciniphila, that is not good. Okay. And then the uh, I hate saying this one, Faecalibacterium prausnitzii is not good either. So the ratio is very low. So my anti-inflammatory butyrate producing special forces, the Akkermansia plus the F Prosnitzi are gone. So my stomach defenses, my gut defenses are weak. The terrain is unstable, and the balance of the firmicutes and bacteroidetes. I hate saying that one too. They're so severely skewed. That's a major sign of microbial disarray. All right. Some other ones that I want to mention here is dysbiosis. So Streptococcus sp, we're at 4.6 E3, and the Fusobacterium SVP is at 1.58 E9. That's 10 times the upper limit. So these bugs are triggering systematic inflammation. They disrupt serotonin and dopamine pathways, and they raise the risk of colorectal issues. Fatigue, I'm seeing brain fog, mood swings. This is where all that is born. Okay. Um, Now I want to talk about this next section, digestion and inflammation. So my elastase one, um, that is at 375. So that means my digestive enzymes are functioning strong. My steatocrit is less than 15%. So there's really no fat malabsorption there. My anti-gliadin IgA is at 248, which is a high gluten reactivity. So showing signs of irritation from gluten and inflammation. And my fecal occult blood is 11, which is slightly elevated. So it means there's ulcers, probably could be ulcers in there, but I know there's ulcers in there. So that's fine. I know that I have ulcers and varicose veins in my stomach, which bleed sometimes. So that's what causes that. So if it's only 11, that's good news for me. So even without major symptoms, my gut lining is silently under attack, right? My immune system is tagging gluten as a threat, and mucosal damage is leaking blood from my ulcers and my varicose veins, right? So it shows this, I mean, it shows a good picture here. My secretory IgA is 1861, which is elevated. My calprotectin is 18, which is normal. And then my uh, eosinophil protein is 0.24, which is normal. So my mucosal immune system is basically on high alert. It's fighting hidden battles, likely those food intolerances from gluten or bacterial overgrowth. So this consistent engagement depletes my reserves, and it's fueling uh, stress hormone demand. Okay, so that's why could be why cortisol is high. So my tactical plan, I'm going to start with some terrain prep and resilience support. So I'm going to eliminate gluten 100% for 90 days. Okay, so I've started that. It's going pretty good. Gluten's one of those things that's in a lot of tasty foods, so that's a little bit difficult. Been difficult, but I'm doing all right. And then I want to supplement with L-glutamine and immunoglobulin G for mucosal healing. Some zinc carnosine for gut lining repair, and um, that should be pretty good. And then I want to get into an antimicrobial strike. So supplements like Biocidin, LSF, or GI Detox, or Proflora. Some of these things will target the Fusobacterium and Streptococcus, and then some of the other ones will, bind uh, die-off toxins, and then the Proflora will reintroduce some beneficial flora for me. So that'll help. And then phase three, from just a little bit for that controlling of the H. pylori. So maybe some mastic gum or zinc carnosine, some digestive bitters or betaine, HCI. So we want to check out some of those supplements and get started on that to hopefully fix my gut issues and get everything back in its proper order so I can start metabolizing and you know taking in nutrients that I need for to perform at good capacity, max capacity, right? So yeah, so that's my GI map. Nothing, major from it, but some things that I need to take care of. One thing I was disappointed about when I did take it was um, my gluten intolerance. I really didn't really want to be one of those people that were looking for gluten-free all the time. But you know what? It answers a lot of questions for me, and that's the main thing. I wanted questions answered, and I wanted to be able to understand why I was feeling the way I was and how I can fix it. So now I have a game plan. I've started that plan, and we'll see how we do in the next 90 days. Um, yeah. So this isn't, it's not just about gut health, right? It's a map of biological war and we've been quietly losing for years, right? Now got the reconnaissance. I know what I'm looking for. I've got the strategy. I've been executing. Um, so yeah, so if you're interested in learning more about this stuff and maybe you want to run some labs on yourself, kind of get that better picture and better idea on how you can perform better and be healthier and feel better, let me know. Drop a comment and then we can chat.